Switzerland is full of fantastic waterfalls, smaller ones and larger ones, but there is none that comes close to the incredibly beautiful appearance of the GIESSBACH Falls. How to reach and what to see around there, including the historic Grand Hotel, you'll be finding out in this travel guide video.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Djemo. Right now I'm in GIESSBACH, where the beautiful waterfall is, and here you can see this turquoise lake. That's the lake of Brienz. Alright, and now I'm going to show you the beautiful GIESSBACH waterfall and the hotel. There's definitely a lot to explore, so let's go and check out this place together.
The GIESSBACH Falls are quite easy to reach. You either may arrive by car and park a few hundred meters away from the Grand Hotel GIESSBACH, or much better, you consider taking a boat from Interlaken or Brienz. When arriving by boat, you might even want to stop for 1 hour at Iseltwald, which is one of the most beautiful villages of Switzerland. I made a separate video about it, which you may check out after watching this episode. After that, disembark at the station GIESSBACH, which is just at the very bottom of the waterfalls. From there you have two options: either you hike up or you choose to take the funicular. A one-way ticket on the funicular up to the hotel will cost you 5 Swiss francs, return will be double. Once having arrived at the Grand Hotel, consider hiking further up. There will be some more high drops and great photo spots.
Just arrived here at the waterfall. So as you can see, you can pass in behind. Very similar to the Bergstüber. What's different is that the passage here is man-made. So let's go and check it out together. Wow, so beautiful. Look at this view, so phenomenal. So here you have the waterfall, then the hotel and the lake of Brienz in the background.
Definitely, this photo spot is one of the highlights at the GIESSBACH Falls. I consider this an Instagramming hotspot of Switzerland. Once having arrived at the hotel, consider going for a coffee or lunch. It's a really great experience, in particular during summer when you can sit outside. They have some really interesting dishes. I probably had my best ever vegetarian sandwich in here. Before showing you the hotel in detail, definitely it's going to be a highlight to stay overnight in here. I can tell you it's going to be an incredible experience. Romantic and nostalgic would be the best way to describe it. Very magical is to walk out of your room to the balcony during dusk, having this wonderful series of waterfall in the background. Whether you now choose to hike down or up doesn't really matter too much, but I would say if you're not tired, consider to walk at least one way. Personally, I would prefer to hike up and take the funicular down. On your way, you will pass the various waterfalls that you just saw before from the funicular's perspective.
Forest is very green and it's actually really serene. There are not so many people around here, so definitely it's going to be very relaxing. I was just told by the chief of the funicular that in the beginning the funicular was not operating with electricity, but instead what they did, they were filling the upper train with loads of water, and then the weight was actually pulling the train down, whereas the other train at the bottom was pulled up. This is the next waterfall. Actually, from the train it looks a lot more majestic. Now being here, it's actually quite a small one, but still it's a very pretty one. I just arrived at the bottom, and well, the last waterfall, it's actually my favorite one. It was really majestic. Also standing on the bridge very close to it was a really interesting experience. Over there you have the village of Brienz. Then again, take a look at the color of the lake. Isn't that very beautiful? What a serene place. You can hear the birds singing. I really love it. So after this I'm going to hike up again, because I think the nature and the walk was very enjoyable. And also looking at the waterfalls again, something I don't want to miss out. I actually didn't talk much about it last time, but in here you're really getting soaked. So yeah, just right here you'll get a shower. But yeah, wow, this waterfall, that's really the most beautiful one among all of them.
On sunny days during July and August, the GIESSBACH Falls can be quite crowded. If you choose to come here during other months, for example in June or in October, then definitely there will be less people. October is going to be in particular nice because of all the colors. However, should you still decide to come here during peak season, July and August, then you still can avoid people, because as the days passing there will be less people around. Very underrated is definitely a visit during dusk or the night. Even if you would not consider to stay overnight at the hotel, at least you may want to think of taking your dinner in here. In that case, make sure you book your table in advance. Speaking of the hotel, it's not any less fascinating as the GIESSBACH Falls. It's really worth to see because the Grand Hotel GIESSBACH is considered a historic building. It's a very classy hotel with a wonderful 19th century architecture. Each room is fascinating: the lobby, the bar and the restaurants. Very romantic would be to dine in this restaurant, from where you can enjoy a dreamy view over the GIESSBACH Falls. Interesting is also the restaurant Le Tapis Rouge, at where you can try seasonal dishes and taste the vegetables, which by the way are farmed at the hotel's garden itself. You may think the prices to stay in this hotel would be totally out of this world, but surprisingly they offer quite reasonable prices. For 200 to 400 Swiss francs you may stay in here for one night. The price depends on the orientation of your room and probably also on the season. If you can afford, try to book a room that has a balcony offering you a great view over the GIESSBACH Falls. By the way, should you be a waterfall lover, I made a video about the top 10 waterfalls of Switzerland, which you may check out here.
This was the beautiful Hotel GIESSBACH and the waterfall. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you did, please give this video a like, leave a comment, share it to your friends, it would be really awesome. Also, if you're new to this channel, then you're most welcome to subscribe. I really appreciate that. So that's it from my side. We're going to see each other very soon.